I will call to order the joint meeting of the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners and the Planning Board on this 6th day of October, 2025. If you would, please stand and join me for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
So moved, sir.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Cecina. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. So the agenda, it passes. We'll move on to the consent agenda. And before we vote on this, there's an item number C, Industrial Appreciation Month proclamation. Just want to highlight that. So after we vote on this consent agenda, we will read this proclamation and we will present Lita with a plaque showing this proclamation. So I entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Who wants it? All right. Motion by Commissioner Mullen. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, so that passes. So if Cliff and Anna would please come up to the podium. Mark's going to come around and present you guys with the plaque. And once he gets to the front, I'll read this proclamation. Thank you. Okay, 2025 Lincoln County Economic Development Association Industrial Appreciation Month, October 2025. Whereas the County of Lincoln is pleased to have a thriving community of industries to support the local economy, and whereas these industrial companies provide essential employment opportunities for the citizens of the County of Lincoln, and whereas the industrial companies provide local revenues from which the entire citizens benefit, and whereas industrial businesses make considerable contributions to our families and communities, often improving overall quality of life, and whereas we recognize and appreciate these industrial businesses. Now, therefore, we, the Board of Commissioners of Lincoln County, do hereby recognize our existing industrial businesses, and the virtue of this proclamation give notice to our citizens that the month of October 2025 will be recognized and celebrated as Industrial Appreciation Month in the County of Lincoln, adopted this 6th day of October 2025. And I want to say thank you guys for everything that Lita does for our community, bringing in industries, helping support industries so they can grow, and bring in grant opportunities for us so we can continue thriving. Is there anything you guys would like to say?
Yes, so Chairman Lineberger and County Commission, on behalf of the Lincoln Economic Development Association, the Industrial Managers Association, and our entire industrial community, I want to extend a sincere appreciation to the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners for recognizing October as Industry Appreciation Month. Your continued support of our local manufacturers and industrial employers helps ensure that Lincoln County remains a place where businesses and talent thrive. Industry plays a vital role in our community, providing jobs, strengthening our tax base, and driving innovation that sustains our quality of life. This proclamation underscores the importance of the partnerships between industry, education, and local government, and we are grateful for your ongoing commitment to fostering a strong business climate that benefits all residents of Lincoln County. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll wait for Mark to get around, but Josh, if you want to come on up and start the public hearing for zoning.
Good evening, Commissioners and Planning Board members. Madam Council, if you want to go over the typical language for quasi-judicial and legislative cases.
Yes, sir. So tonight, we will be hearing both quasi-judicial matters and legislative matters. So legislative hearing is a forum for expressing public opinion about a project, but a quasi-judicial hearing is considered an evidentiary hearing where the board must make a finding of fact as enumerated in the Unified Development Ordinance. More importantly, these findings must be based on competent, substantial, and material evidence in the record. Anyone wishing to speak at a quasi-judicial hearing must have standing under law. So I need to confirm that no board members have a conflict of interest in regards to the cases before us tonight. No member shall participate in or vote in a manner that would violate the applicant's constitutional rights to an impartial decision maker. Impermissible violations of due process include a member having a fixed opinion prior to hearing the matter that is not susceptible to change, undisclosed ex parte communications prior to any quasi-judicial hearing, a close familial, business, or other associational relationship with the applicant, or a financial interest in the outcome of the matter. Does any board member on either board have such a conflict?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Before you tonight, the first case is zoning map amendment 768. This is Pierce Real Estate Holdings LLC is the applicant. The applicant is requesting the rezoning of a 2-acre parcel from IG Industrial General to BN Neighborhood Business. The subject property is located on the north side of Natalie Commons Drive, about 1,500 feet west of NC 16 Business in the Catawba Springs Township. Property is also located in the Eastern Lincoln Development District overlay, and the property is adjoined by property zoned IG and PDR, Planned Development Residential. Land uses in this area include industrial, business, residential, and civic uses. The property is located within an area that is designated by the Lincoln County Land Use Plan as Suburban Commercial Center, suitable for a variety of commercial uses to serve the daily needs of surrounding residential neighborhoods. The following pages will show you what is allowed in the current district as well as the uses that are permitted in the proposed district. You have a copy of staff's proposed statement of consistency and reasonableness in your packet, as well as a copy of the application and the associated maps for the zoning and land use plan. And I will be glad to answer any questions that you have.
Anyone have any questions for Josh?
I do. Josh, this is right next to Dry Pond Pet Resort, if I'm not mistaken. Am I correct?
I believe that's the correct business, yes.
And what's going to go there?
So the application states that they are proposing to make the site more marketable, and so they're just zoning it to align it with what's set forth in the land use plan. And so staff has looked at this, and certainly it makes it increases the compatibility of the districts that are heading into the residential areas for it to be neighborhood business versus industrial.
So they have no idea what they want to put
They
there.
don't have an actual use. It could be any one of the number of things that are listed in the packet that shows in the new district. So obviously the industrial district, you have what they're allowed to do currently is primarily industrial types of uses. And then in the neighborhood, the business district, certainly less intense uses in that district. Things like office, dry cleaners, different types of commercial uses in that neighborhood business district, up to 10,000 square feet maximum.
Did they have to have a meeting with the folks over in Villages of Denver before they decided to do this, or is that not necessary?
No, sir, not in a simple rezoning.
That's all I've got.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions? Anybody from the planning board? Okay, is the applicant here?
I believe the applicant is here. Yep.
Anything y'all want to add? No. If you'll just come to the stand, state your name and address and add anything to it you'd like to add.
My name's Cassidy Machado Michelle. I live at 7924 Golf Course North Drive in Denver. I'm here representing the applicant. He's not in attendance today, but we're just here to answer any questions that y'all might have.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for the applicant?
So you don't know what you're going to put there?
No, we're not. We're just rezoning it to align with the future land use plan in there.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
I will open the public hearing for ZMA 768. First on the list is Marie Ship. And if you're speaking as an individual, you get 3 minutes. And if you're speaking as a group, the group has to be present and identified, and then you'll get 5 minutes for that. So, okay, well, come on. If you would state your name and address when you get to the podium.
My name is Marie Scheip. I live at 7215 Indigo Way in Denver. I'm on the corner of Indigo and Natalie Commons Drive. My house is actually the closest to this planned development. My issue is traffic. It's now a wooded piece of property. I think the woods are nice for environmental reasons, afraid of traffic, afraid of noise, vandalism, things of that sort. So we're kind of against any against any construction there at all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Next on the list is Jessica and Ben Colson.
Hi, I'm Jessica Colson. I live at 7211 Indigo Way in Denver, and I am also in the Kinsley complex of homes over 55. And we're just concerned as to what is going to be put there. You know, we really don't want like a bar or whatever, because that could get a lot of riffraff in the area. And we're just concerned with traffic, vandalism, which we don't have that much of now. So we're concerned about what your idea is on what you're considering putting there in that spot. That's it.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next, we have Maureen Andrews.
I'm Maureen Andrews. I don't believe I have any more to add than what they have already said.
Okay.
I agree with them.
All right, thank you, ma'am. So I will, being no additional speakers, I will declare the public hearing closed, and we will move on to ZMA 769.
The next case before you is ZMA 769, Greenwald Real Estate Holdings LLC is the applicant. The applicant is requesting the rezoning of 25.84 acres from PDR, Planned Development Residential, to RT, Transitional Residential. The subject property is located on Horace Lane, about 750 feet west of Forney Hill Road in the Catawba Springs Township. The property is adjoined by property zoned RT, Transitional Residential, and land uses in the area are primarily residential. The property is located within an area that is designated by the Lincoln County Land Use Plan as large lot residential, suitable for single-family homes with densities between 0.2 and 1.35 units per acre. Just an additional piece of information that's, may be thought about with respect to this case is that these parcels were part of a 63-acre site known as Willow Farms. Some of you may be familiar with that subdivision. Was rezoned from RT to PDR in 2007, and this is a section of that development that was never developed, consisting of Phase 3, and it was the rest of the subdivision was rezoned back to RT in 2019. The proposed use here is a single-family residence on the 25 acres. You have a copy, you have the proposed uses in the district, the permitted uses in the district as it exists today, as well as the staff statement of consistency and reasonableness, and also a copy of the application. And I'll be glad to answer any questions that you might have. The map?
Can you bring up the map of what they want to do? Because I can't find it in this thing.
So they're looking to just do a single-family residence on the parcel.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else, Commissioner or Planning Board, have any questions for Josh?
Yes, sir.
Is it landlocked or is there a road into it?
I believe there's an easement Yes, but it is, it does not touch the highway. There is an additional parcel, I believe it's Horace Lane, that touches the front. There's actually two parcels involved there. You'll see the front parcel slightly smaller than the rest of the property shown on the maps in the packet, but Horace Lane is what gets you back out to the main state highway. You're welcome.
Okay, any additional questions? Okay, is the applicant here?
I don't believe they are.
Okay. I will open the public hearing for ZMA 769, and we have Brandon Foster. If you would come up and state your name and address.
Brandon Foster, 2348 Beth Haven Church Road. And I have parcel number 32625, which backs up right to this development or this parcel. How many homes are we talking here? You said
One.
just one home?
Single family.
A single family on the entire? Okay. I thought it was going to be something more of such a, like a development type purpose, so I'm okay with that, I guess.
Yeah, they're asking for a single family. So.
Okay, all right, perfect, thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay, having no additional speakers signed up to speak, I will declare the public hearing closed, and we'll take a 5-minute recess, and the planning board will go to room 310. If you want to hear those guys deliberate and have their conversation, you're more welcome to follow with them. Well, for SUP 526, Justin and Jennifer Adams.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Before you tonight to present SUP number 526, Justin and Jennifer Adams are the applicants. This applicant is requesting a special use permit for a powder coating operation in the general industrial district. The applicant has not presented the site plan for this use, as no changes to the site are anticipated for the new use in the existing building. This request involves a 0.42 acre parcel located on 4252 Burnwood Trail in Catawba Springs. The subject property is adjoined by properties zoned general industrial and residential suburban, and land uses in this area are primarily industrial. Property is located within an area that is designated by the Lincoln County Land Use Plan as an industrial center, which is suitable for a variety of manufacturing, warehousing, and distribution uses. As I referenced in the opening remarks, that they're just going to simply be adding this use to the existing building. No site changes are anticipated. And for some additional context, the coating, engraving, and heat treating, which is what this falls under in our use chart and NAICS codes, this is the only one of that set of 3,300 level uses involving the work with metals that does require a special use permit. So are there any questions on the use for this property?
Andrew, in the past, people have worried about seepage of the chemicals that they use to do the metal things. How are they, do we need to worry about that?
The applicants are here, and I think it would be best for them to address their process and how that works on the site.
That'd be great, thank
Not
you.
myself.
Does anyone else have any questions for Andrew? Okay. If the applicants would come up and add anything they would like to add to it. If you would state your name and address when you get to the podium.
Justin Adams, 7232 Sherrills Ford Road, Sherrills Ford, North Carolina.
Anything you want to add?
I read on here on the bottom about getting permission or checked with the fire marshal. I've done that since then, got everything worked out with him of what I need to do to make everything meet their requirements. And also spoke with some of the people in permitting to make sure that everything I'm doing is within what they need me to do.
Okay.
The state has special qualifications so that we don't have any groundwater issues from chemical runoff. What are the precautions that you've taken for that?
I don't use anything. I blast
Okay,
everything off. Yeah, I don't have
we get asked those questions a lot.
okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Mr. Adams, did you prepare the proposed findings of facts that were submitted with the application?
Can I?
The proposed findings of facts
Yeah,
that were submitted with the application?
Yeah.
Did you prepare those?
yeah,
And do you wish to incorporate those as part of your testimony?
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm hard of hearing.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
It's all right.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right. I will open the public hearing for SUP 526 with only seeing Justin and Jennifer Adams signed up. Does Ms. Adams have anything she wants to add? Okay. Then I will close the public hearing for SUP 526, and being no additional speakers, that is closed, and I'll entertain a motion to approve the findings of fact as submitted by the applicant.
So move.
All right, motion by Commissioner Patton. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, the ayes have it. I will entertain a motion to approve SUP 526.
So moved.
All right, motion by Commissioner Carpenter. Any discussion? All right, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, it passes. Okay, now we'll go to public comments. First on the list, we have Jesse Putnam. When you get to the podium, if you would state your name and address.
Jesse Putnam, 425 Kent Street, Maiden. Mr. Patton, you said you don't believe anyone should be keeping exotics except for zoos, but everyone I know that work in education and conservation started out as private keepers. Have you ever been around these animals? I feel the board is very uneducated on the subject, and I understand animals aren't your job. We've had exotics in Lincoln County for 50 years with no real issue. You're voting for a law based on your feelings. Just because you grew up shooting a top break 410 doesn't mean a Remington 700 is any more or less dangerous just because you are unfamiliar with it. Which brings me to Mr. Cessna. Mr. Cessna, you said Mr. Cessna, you said you don't see the correlation between guns and exotics. Well, I'll argue both sides. You commented you were an avid firearms collector. Hey, great. I am myself. I'm probably on a watch list. I'm sure you have more than just a turkey gun for hunting and a pistol for defense. You've probably got some fun guns for plinking and rapid fire like an AR-15 or something. And you've probably got some guns that are good for just collecting dust and looking at. That's great, but my point is you have more than your socially acceptable dog and cat. So why can't we? On the flip side of that coin, they are different. Historically, exotic incidents only hurt the handler. Guns, not so much. Which brings me to Mr. Lineberger. You said you don't have an issue with what people do on their property. It's when it goes off property that's the problem. I agree. There should be rules in place to keep all animals confined. I was right here at Tractor Supply on Thursday when a man who was 160 pounds soaking wet walked in with 2 adult Rottweilers. No issue, they were well behaved. But the point is that is a breed in the top 5 for dog attacks. Animal Services had full capability to confiscate that monkey, but didn't. I had something else, forgot it. On this list includes all sorts of exotics that it shouldn't. It's copy and paste. Not just my reptiles, but some of my mammals as well. I have a quadrumundi. It's less dangerous than your typical house cat. And then you want to ban wolf dogs? In the past 17 years, there have been 2 fatalities attributed to wolf dogs. And they were both 100% the parents' negligence, and they should have been charged. In 2022 alone, there were 88 fatalities from dog attacks in the United States. All dogs are a subspecies of wolves, which is Canis lupus. I could just tell everyone my wolf dogs are Volchiks, which is a recognized breed of dog directly made from wolves in 1957, and no amount of DNA testing you could do would be able to prove me wrong. In close, no one from the community is asking for a ban aside from one bleeding heart liberal arts professor that hasn't been hands-on with exotics a day in her life. You are directly hurting me, my family, and my friends. You put together a work group and took none of their advice. Leave exotics alone.
Thank you, sir.
And tell us we can't have them in public and be done with this mess, please. Thank you.
All right, next we have Cassidy.
Hey guys, my name is Cassidy Denny. I live at 4265 Kent Street. I just want to get out here and say that I know emotions are running high on both sides. All I ask is that you take a moment and step aside from the emotions and see that up until this point, only one exotic animal owner has caused you any issues, and that was due to pure recklessness, agreed upon on both sides. The other exotic animal owners have been open, honest, and cooperative, willing to work with you guys to find a solution. Exotics have become a huge part of my life. Not only my life, but my child's life. My child has learned so much about animals and gained a newfound respect for all animals. My wolf dog is more well-behaved than most dogs. These animals are still going to exist inside this county regardless of this ban. All this ban is going to do is take from the ones that you are aware of. If the goal is to protect emergency personnel, why burn that bridge? Why not keep open communication so that when the day comes that emergency personnel does encounter one of these animals, they have individuals that you can call for assistance. Please try to look past the emotions and see the facts. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Gunny Hull.
County Commissioners, Gunny Hull, 319 North Poplar Street here in Lincoln. I want to first make you aware that we're coming up on the 250th birthday celebration for the United States Marine Corps. United States Marine Corps is older than the nation itself, and we're having a birthday celebration on the 7th November at the American Legion building. So let you know that, maybe you might want to attend. It's at starting at 6, and we're taking RSVP so we can get the food and everything else ordered and all that. Just recently, which everybody's aware of, which it's never been mentioned in the city or county, but we had a prominent figure that was assassinated, Charlie Kirk. He spoke out for righteousness and for our nation and patriotic things and everything else, and yet he was murdered, in which our FBI is falling on their face once again and lies and everything else. Which, you know, I've heard during our elections, is particularly for president, that people said, and particularly the Republican Party, that I guess we was talking about maybe Donald Trump at that time, but said, well, we're not looking for a preacher or something else. We just want we want a good president. Which brings to a question of two that I want to point out to you. In John chapter 3 and verse 3, it says, and Yeshua answered and said unto him, verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man is born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Yah. So then also he said in Proverbs chapter 9 and in verse 10, he said that the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom and knowledge, and of the holy is understanding. So you see, we cannot have a good president. We can't have a good county commissioner nor anyone else, especially that serves the people, without a fear of Yahweh. And because we get so confused about this, people's talk bad about even Charlie Kirk without a really understanding of what the word and the truth is. So many people call themselves Christian because they go to church. They're a Christian because they many different things. So I'll just give you a warning that Scripture says come run out of time. The Bible says that in Revelations that he will spew people out of his mouth when they're lukewarm. He also said that preachers and others who just because of good works are going to go to hell, and they're going to be amazed on the day of judgment. So I want to get you to consider those things. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Gunny, on the 7th at 6? Gunny,
Sir,
on the 7th of November at 6 o'clock?
I'm sorry.
What was the date?
Date time.
November 7th.
November 7th, yes.
At 6 p.m.
6?
At 1800, yes. Yeah, it's, which is 10 November is our birthday,
Yes, sir.
but the 7th be on a Friday night.
All right, thank you. Next, we have Dan. I'm not sure how to pronounce this last name. You're good? All right. All right, having no one else signed up to speak, I will close the public hearing, or the public comments, and we'll move on to other business. Is there any other business to come before this board at this time? Okay. Then I'll entertain a motion to enter closed session. Whoever asks for the motion, please read the reasoning.
I make a motion to enter into closed session pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 14-318.11A3 to consult with an attorney employed by or retained by the public body in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege between the attorney and the public body, which privilege is hereby acknowledged.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Carpenter. Any discussion? All in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye. All right, we are in closed session. All right, we're back out of closed session. No action was taken. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, motion by Commissioner Carpenter. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. We are adjourned.